Welcome to Unapologetically Whole Always, where we speak life, unwrap the unseen, and walk boldly into truth. It's been a while, but today I'm showing up raw, real, held only by grace. Before anything else, I want to say this. I've been in moments, quiet ones, loud ones, where my thoughts were the only voices I heard clearly. And somehow, those thoughts shaped how I see life, not because everything made sense, but because grace showed up in my space, full of colors I didn't expect, stories I didn't choose, and tones that hit different every time. But one thing has always stayed the same. God is closer, closer than the chaos, closer than the pressure, closer than anything demanding attention. What you're about to hear isn't just a story. It's a reflection of the sacred, the silent, and the strong. So breathe in deep, and let this be a moment where your soul meets its echo. This is my thought from the space where grace held me first. It's been a while, but here I am, not showing up out of strength, not returning because all the stars aligned, but standing here purely by the grace of God. And that, my friend, is everything, because life is a lot to juggle. More than a plate full, sometimes it feels like a circus act, a tightrope walk, a balancing game with no rehearsal. And truth be told, there's no universal rhythm, no one-size-fits-all definition for this, even close. What's real for you may look foreign to another. Your peak might be someone else's beginning, your valley, another's mountaintop. And that's the beauty and the ache of it all. Each of us sees life through a different lens, a complex, cracked, yet colorful viewfinder that shifts with seasons and scars. And just when you think you figured it out, the next chapter opens with a new question, one that humbles you, grips your pride at the root, and lays it bare. Sacred about being stripped of what we think we know. It grounds us. It hushes our egos. It reminds us we're all still learning, still unraveling this puzzle wrapped in the gift bag called life. Every day arrives like a mystery, and though we live it forward, it only makes sense in reverse. Have you ever woken up hopeful, only for dark clouds to roll in before your feet even touched the doorframe? Have you ever tried to outrun the rain, only to be caught outside? That moment right there, that's life. The question you had when you woke up. It shifts by noon. The cards flip. The weather changes. And suddenly, you're faced with choices you never planned for. It's messy, isn't it? Flowing water makes muddy ground. And in the thick of it, nothing feels poetic. It's not funny. It's not cute. It's not the type of lesson you'd volunteer to learn. But still, here you are, with a scorecard for the day that only heaven could have written. That doesn't come with study notes. Just you, the moment, and the grace to endure it. Now let's get real. Have you ever been shattered by the people closest to you, like glass on a tiled floor, and silence suddenly felt safer? Have you been surrounded, yet completely alone? Present in a crowd, but absent in spirit? Have you ever put your heart into a relationship only to watch it unravel for reasons that didn't come with closure. And when you prayed for your expectation, life handed you a twist instead, something you never asked for, but everything your soul needed. The questions don't stop, and the answers, they rarely show up gift-wrapped or on time. But here's what I've learned. Faith in God never comes easy. It isn't born in the comfort of perfection. It grows in the longing, in the aching, in the quiet search for something durable when everything else feels temporary. It starts when your heart whispers, there has to be more. That hunger, you take a step, not always in certainty, but in curiosity. And that's when you begin to uncover a truth no one fully prepares you for. It's never the same for anyone, yet those who have walked this path, they'll nod with a knowing smile. Because even when the language fails, the experience connects us. Then something shifts. You begin to question comfort, not by the world's standards, but by your soul's alignment. You create your own rhythm. You lace your life with pauses of gratitude, and you begin to replay your memories like a mixtape, smiling at some, letting go of others. You trash what no longer serves you, and you hold close the moments that shaped you. But the biggest shift, it came in your relationships, the ones that forced you to face the truth, the ones that made your tears speak louder than your thoughts, the ones that exposed how wildly generous and deeply cruel life can be all in the same breath. It wasn't always a feast. It wasn't all, but it was necessary. Because life is a chessboard. And you've learned to play. You've worn hats you never chose, walked into rooms where your name was known before you spoke a word. You've seen people become mirrors and others become mazes. Some you walked away from no explanations given, and others you kept near, but with observation as your shield. And through it all, you found your anchor, trusting God, not blindly, but with eyes wide open and a heart that surrendered. Over and over again, you learned to live like the air, free, light, untethered from grudges. You stopped rushing, stopped comparing, and started standing solidly with what works for you. You took a cue from life's rhythm, not to control it, but to align with it. And today, as you inhale the grace of another sunrise, you surrender again. Not because you're weak, but because you're wise enough to know you are the only you on this side of eternity. And God, back in full, without condition, without break, without fail. So let the world do what it does. Let the questions keep coming. Let the rain fall and the clouds shift. You'll be okay, because grace still holds you, and that, my dear, is everything. If this met you right where you are, if something inside stirred or settled, then don't just keep it to yourself. Subscribe, follow, and share this episode with someone who needs to be reminded. They're not alone, they're not crazy, they're held by the grace that still holds us all. And if you haven't yet, leave a review. It helps this voice reach further and this truth echo deeper. Until next time, stay whole, stay grounded, Stay unapologetically you, and always unapologetically whole.